Hey, Pastor Paul here. Now, you've heard me talk about loneliness, but you haven't heard me talk much about veterans. I'm a veteran myself, having served in the Army as a medic in Iraq and the early days of the global war on terrorism. And I suffer from PTSD. I know firsthand what it is to manage the scars of war. And it's hard. The last several decades have been brutal for veterans. We've gone to war with very little mental health help on returning. We have suffered through the pandemic just as everyone else, again, without help on the mental health front. And we have found ourselves absent from our brotherhoods. We have found ourselves without purpose or mission. And we've found ourselves wondering, why do I do it? Why do I continue to try? It's very difficult. It's a hard place for the veteran because these are men and women who have a heart to serve. They have a heart to lead. And they have a heart to help. But on leaving active duty, these men and women lose their brotherhood. They lose the connections they have to the community around them. And they move into neighborhoods much like ours. And they find a lack of community. They find they have nowhere to connect. They have no one to connect to. They have no more brotherhood. The area of San Antonio that we are in has one of the highest concentrations of veterans in the nation, at approximately 20%. These veterans are looking for a place to connect. They're looking for a place to serve. Some of them find it. Some of them find that they are welcome in political parties. They find their welcome in gangs and clubs. And a few find their welcome in the church. But many more find the church does not welcome them. The church does not want to hear about what they've experienced. The church does not want to bear the burden with them. The church wants them to serve, but the church does not want to serve them. Now, we at Church of the Hub are working to build a community that welcomes veterans in, that gives veterans a brotherhood to connect with, that tells our brothers and sisters this is home. And not just a community that serves these veterans, but a community that calls on these veterans to serve our community. Not just the community within the church, but the community outside of the church, giving us opportunity to reach into the homes of our neighbors, of our friends, of our family, but even that, to serve the stranger down the street, to invite them into our community, and to love them as our own. You see, that's something that we are missing in our culture today, and it's something our veterans understand. When we were in the military, it didn't matter where you were from. It didn't matter what ethnicity you were, where you came from, whether you were wealthy or poor. It didn't matter if you were a jock or a geek. We all came together. We hung out together. We lived together. We played together, and we worked together. And that's what we at Church of the Hub are building. Come check us out, churchatthehub.com. And until the whole world knows, I'll see you soon.